Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is William Hyman, your host, and this is Just Force 911, where we look at how our public officials do their job or they don't have a clue what they're doing. Guys, this one here comes from Lackluster. Do me a favor, go over to Lackluster, show them some love, hit their subscribe button if you already haven't done it. Check them out. Hit their subscribe and like button, and tell them I sent you guys over there. And while you're here, hit my subscribe button, hit the little bell icon so you know when I put out a new video. Hit the like and share button and the thumbs up and the thumbs down. Let me know how I'm doing. Leave a comment. And if you guys want to check out my merch store, the information is down below. It's a Printify shop. It has 4 different logos and about 90-some things that I picked out. They're a little expensive, but they are high quality. My other half already had ordered some stuff, and we got it in, and it's like, wow, this is really nice. So anywho, also I'm giving 10% off on my stuff in my merch store, so because we just opened it up, and it's kind of like getting ready for Christmas. So anyway, go over to Lackluster, show them. I did a report on this one a while back. This is an update. The arrogance, the self-importance, the overall bulliness of these cops is just absolutely revolting. If this is the way cops act, then they should all be put in prison, every single one of them. It's just, there is absolutely no reason for it. They don't listen. They do what they want, when they want, how they want, and they think they got qualified immunity. Well, I got news for them. It just got stripped, bitch. So thank goodness that their qualified immunity got stripped. So now they have to answer for their stupid, immature, moronic actions, as should be. Hey, 2 things real quick. You guys know what's coming on this is a violation of oath of office by a public official would become a felony. Okay? Not a misdemeanor, not a slap on the wrist, you're allowed to resign. It's a felony. End of story, done deal. Do the crime, do the time, pal. And the second one is if a officer would charge you with interfering with government, whatever it is they got, or dishonor or disorderly conduct, and the DA throws it out or doesn't push the charges, dismisses them, then it goes back on the officer, because we're finding out the officers are using bogus charges to use for promotion. Wow, imagine that. These sovereign citizens need to get their act together. Anyway, let's check out Lackluster and see what they have for an update. And here we go.
You want to lock me up? Lock me up.
I have a call on you. You have to identify yourself to me. You understand what I'm telling you?
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. In May of 2022, Pastor Michael Jennings was helping his neighbors by watering their flowers, as they had recently left on vacation. Shortly into the task, he was approached by Officer Christopher Smith of the Childersburg Police Department.
Howdy.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Pretty good. What you doing here, man?
Water flower.
Are they saying that, is that your vehicle? It's not?
It's a neighbor's vehicle.
The neighbors?
314, I'll be on 13.
Okay. You live here?
No, I don't live here.
Okay. They saying that this vehicle is not supposed to be here and you're not supposed to be
You
here.
saying that?
They called about it. I don't know who called.
I'm supposed to be here. I'm Pastor Jennings. I live across the street.
You're Pastor Jennings?
Yes, I'm looking out for their house while they gone.
Okay.
Watering their flower.
Okay.
Despite dispelling any suspicions that criminal activity was afoot, the officer asked for the pastor's ID.
Well, that's cool. Now, do you have like ID and all?
No, man. I'm not going to give you no ID.
Why not?
I ain't did nothing wrong.
Well, you look, listen, I'm not saying do nothing wrong.
Doc, listen.
There's a suspicious person.
Look, I used to be a police officer in Goodwater. Don't come here with that. Okay.
Look, man, don't do this to me. There's a suspicious person in the yard, and if you're not one to identify yourself.
I don't have to identify myself. It's not a stop and identify state. That guy know me. He came to my store that got broke in. I live right over there across the street. Who called y'all?
That's what we got to figure out. But first, You live here? He don't live here.
You think
I'm not saying nothing about.
You have no right to approach me if I ain't did nothing suspicious or nothing wrong.
Listen.
Told him I'm a pastor. I pastor until I don't hear.
Sir.
You want to lock me up? Lock me up.
Nobody wants to lock you up.
I'm not showing y'all anything. I'm going to continue to water these flowers.
Call.
I don't care who called y'all.
None of the officers have told the pastor that he is being detained or that he is under arrest. As such, Pastor Jennings walks to the other side of the house to continue watering. The pastor's disregard for the officers upsets them, and they place him in handcuffs.
Hey man, just come here and talk to us. What?
Water these back flowers is what I'm finna do. Who called y'all?
Well, if you would let us talk to you, we can figure stuff out.
You know, you're going to catch an obstruction charge if you keep walking away.
You can do whatever you want. Do it. Do it.
We're just trying to talk to you, man. Come here.
313, 314, follow.
10-4. We got one that's not listening to us. Look, man, let me see your phone. Let me see your phone, dude. Just calm down, okay?
No.
Stop.
I like this.
Okay. We're just trying to talk to you and see.
I don't want to argue with you, okay?
All right, go ahead and do what you
I
got to do,
don't
dog.
arrest you either.
Do what you got to do. Go on and lock me up.
Look, just have a seat.
You're not locked up. You're
It's
just.
already a lawsuit,
Yes,
dog.
sir. Yes, sir.
Already a
Okay.
lawsuit.
Just have a seat, okay?
Okay, already a lawsuit. Already a lawsuit.
313. Show us. 1026. One black man. Sit down. Sit down, man. Just.
Okay, let me call my wife.
You're not calling nobody.
My son just got racially profiled in Michigan. He's got his master's degree. He's an athletic director. 3 police profiler came in. I was ex-police officer, good one. I told you I'm a pastor.
Okay, look, man.
Who called y'all?
We.
I don't have to ID
You
myself.
will not listen.
I have a call on you. You have to identify yourself to me.
No, I
You
don't.
understand what I'm telling you?
No, I don't. You wait, watch how you want. Take me down, book me. Go do what you need to do. Go do what you need to do.
I think it's gonna be.
Please call my wife right quick.
We're gonna wait off. All right. Well, y'all sit with him, Jeremy. I'm gonna go over here and see if it's 6 people over here that call.
Officer Smith returns to his cruiser to get the 911 caller's information, during which one of the officers tells Pastor Jennings to shut his mouth. But when Pastor Jennings repeats the order to the officer, Officer Smith then decides that Pastor Jennings is under arrest.
Hey, you know what? 10-15. 10-15. 10-15. I ain't gonna sit there and have that, dude.
Will you let my wife?
No, you ain't letting nothing now.
Appreciate it. Okay, I will. Thank you.
313. You show me 10-15. One black man.
Yeah.
The officers now discuss their feelings and opinions as they search for the 911 caller.
He's not going to cooperate.
Oh no, sitting there hollering.
I'm trying to explain to him that we got a call and we have the right to identify him. And he says I'm talking to him like a cop.
If you're a pastor and you're here watering a neighbor's yard, that's fine if you got permission.
To be clear, a 911 call about a suspicious person from a third party is insufficient grounds for an officer to demand identification, especially when considering the facts of this case. When the officers approached, Pastor Jennings was not holding tools consistent with breaking and entering, nor was he hiding or being evasive. In fact, the pastor had dispelled any suspicions the officers could have had when he explained who he was,
I'm Pastor Jennings.
where he lived,
I live across the street.
and why he was there.
What you doing here, man?
Water flower.
As such, no reasonable person would have determined that Pastor Jennings was involved in criminal activity, and eventually, even the 911 caller appeared to speak with the police and explained that she was mistaken.
Do you know that gentleman back?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Does he have
He lives right there.
Okay, does he have permission here to be watering flowers?
He may because they are friends.
Okay.
They went out of town today. So
Right.
He may be watering their flowers.
Okay.
Be completely normal.
Okay,
That's
that's fine. If he would have said, "Hey, I got this," gave his identification because he's a suspicious person, he said that's not his vehicle; it's their vehicle.
We have
Okay.
a call. Like,
Yeah.
we're here because we're called here. I don't know who called, but somebody did.
Did you call us?
313. Mr. Rory Milam of Childersburg on a 2004 Chevy Tahoe. No color listed. Registration is valid till 6/30 of 22, negative 29.
Chef, you did say the name's Roy Mallon.
10-4.
I think so I make south.
Yeah.
Cancel.
Yeah, he lives right there, and he would be watering their flowers. This is probably my fault.
Okay. Do you know who Roy Malum is? That's the person who owns that vehicle.
Roy Malum.
Roy Malum.
Who
gold
owns the
Tahoe.
house. I don't know the guy's name. I don't know who owns. It could be their vehicle.
Y'all do, Mr.
Step out.
Miss Sister Connie, and
What's wrong with you?
my cuffs a little bit tight. If y'all don't mind loosening them up.
Sure he's.
Listen to me, man. Is that better?
Actually about to go over to his
Okay.
house.
Listen, let me talk to you. Who is Roy Malum? That's you, ain't it?
I'm Michael Jennings, sir.
You're Michael Jennings. Who is Roy Malum?
No.
Okay, that's who that vehicle belongs to.
Yeah, that's
who
all I
lives
know. His name is Roy.
That's who lives here?
That's Roy. I call him Roy and I call his wife Connie, and I've been dealing with him for 7 years that I've been
Yeah.
living here.
They are friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you called not because of the car, but because you thought someone saw someone besides him.
Right. I didn't know it was him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
I got to
about
keep their
that.
flowers watered. I got to keep their flowers watered
I'm
while
so
they're gone.
sorry.
You okay? And by the way, I won't get to come to the graduation, but we're going to get your son something.
No, don't.
Listen,
Yeah,
listen to me, man. Listen to me. Anytime the police come out and they say, we want to identify you, you have to identify yourself because there's a reasonable suspicion, there's a reasonable man, there's a vehicle. There's a reasonable suspicion that you're here. It's not a crime.
Yeah.
If you would have said, yeah, here's my name, here's everything, we were like,
I told
okay.
him my name.
You didn't tell me your name.
He asked me who I was. I said,
You didn't give it to me when I first
Pastor
asked.
Jennings. Pastor Jennings.
That's not a name.
What's
That's
that?
a pastor.
Yeah.
I need your
The way
name.
y'all handle this situation was totally wrong.
Well, listen,
You racial profile.
we're not racial profile. No, sir. No, sir. We're not about
I
that.
told you I was here watering the flowers. But it's
How do I know that's the truth?
I
Anybody
had the water hose in my hand. I was watering
anybody can pick a hose pipe up.
He is gonna be so pissed when I tell him I got arrested watering his flowers. 7 years
Well, look,
we've been friends.
we got that. Look, let's sit back in here.
Okay.
You can sit down. Give me, so we can get this going on the ball. All right. What is your social?
I'm not gonna give him a social.
You need to give me your social,
I give you my
Pastor.
name. That's all I'm gonna give you. You're not gonna run no 27 and 28 on me and get me in the system for no reason.
All right, what's your
And the
name?
girl already told you who I am.
Okay,
I'm
yes,
Michael
yes.
Jennings. That's all you.
Michael
gonna get.
Jennings.
Michael Jennings.
Spell your first name.
After again obtaining Pastor Jennings' information, the officers display that not a single one of them on scene understands the laws they're responsible to enforce.
What are we gonna do with him?
We'll see the charge of, I guess, disorderly conduct, the failure to obey a police officer. He refused to give any information.
He said he's not gonna give me his social, but he gave me his name and date of birth.
Okay, and she's saying the same thing. She won't give her name.
Her?
Yeah, because he got arrested.
Jesus.
He told me, I tried to explain it to me.
Right.
And he said, I'm talking to him like a boy. I said, if you'll just listen to me, it'll be an audio and video recorded. What we're trying to do is identify yourself and what's going on here. He wouldn't even let me. He wanted to yell over me and say, well, racial profiling. I'm talking to him like he's a boy.
Nobody was doing that. All you had to do is identify yourself.
That's exactly, that's it.
Jesus. Shouldn't be anyone at the residence.
Mike, just so y'all know.
Okay. I mean, this could have been all avoided if he would have just.
Well, I told her that. And every time I try to tell him, he just says, you good, man? I appreciate this. I appreciate it, because all he does is racial profiling, he's suing. That's all he would say. You couldn't talk to him.
Well, I wasn't going to detain him until he walked away, started coming to the front yard saying he's coming to water these plants. And then he gets his phone out and he just keeps speeding walking away. And I said, okay, fine, come here. Because at that point I realized he's not going to do anything to help us out. Oh.
What's the charge? So just obstruction?
Disorderly or obstruction.
Obstruction.
I'll just do obstruction.
Obstruction of governmental operations.
Yeah.
We're here to investigate a call and he wouldn't give us his name or any other thing. Yeah, he told me he was trying to call the owner. But still, I need his name. We got to have his name.
Yeah.
He seems like a reasonable, nice guy. I don't understand.
He shouldn't.
To be honest with
If
you-
he's a good water policeman, he said this ain't an identifying state. Yes, it is.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter if pastor or if he's a pastor or not. Like, the thing is, he seems nice enough, reasonable guy.
Yeah.
Just talk to us, man. Like,
We don't have to clear up, but we'll start getting calls.
Okay, well, 25 style.
Pastor Jennings' daughter and wife eventually appear to figure out what's going on.
Oh, fuck, got the whole code stuck.
They don't have no crime. It's okay. Hey, y'all working it out. It don't work out.
I can tell you what all happened if you like now.
Okay.
That's not
Okay.
fault. They're
So
lying right
You're good. You're good. So we got a
there.
call.
Hold on, his
There's
wife
one.
is coming, so you can do this once.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's fine.
Come on. I looked out the door, Daddy. I was wondering where you were.
Yeah.
I thought you was outside doing
They're
the.
trying to make me identify myself. I told them I don't have to identify myself. I had to get the crime. She came over and told them that she made a mistake and they still want to try to do something to get my structure. I did join.
Okay.
I wouldn't listen to her.
I'll tell you what's
Okay,
going on,
Daddy.
okay? And so we got a call here, okay? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll need his ID.
I'm just gonna take his ID and we're
Well,
gonna.
we'll just,
Daddy.
you want us to take his
Do
whole
you
wallet or
want them
just?
to give your
I
ID?
just wanted you to know who he was.
Okay.
No ID.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
If you don't give me an ID and we don't have a way to identify him, I will have to book him on John Doe. But if he's got it, then that's fine. Okay.
Yeah, he's okay. So he's been identified.
I'll
He's
tell you what
identified
happened.
himself.
We get
She's
a call here.
identified him and verified
From her.
who he is and where
Because she
he
didn't know
lives.
who was here. But when we get here, of course, we're going to immediately investigate the call.
Yes.
Find him on scene. All he's doing is watering the plants, and that's not a problem.
That's
What do you
not
want? What do you want to
And
do?
we say, hey,
Your phone is
sir,
at the
we have a
house.
call here.
What do you want to do?
Need you to identify yourself, please. Like, no, I'm not identifying myself. You don't have to identify me, and so on. And he began to walk away. And we wouldn't listen, and he's walking away, so of
Okay,
course we
so what do you
detain
want
him.
us to do?
Because we don't know what's going on.
Gotcha.
After that, we radioed for them to contact her, have her step out, and talk to us. Well, she does tell us it's a mistake and all that stuff. But at this point, he's already collected the charge. Once we place him on arrest, we can't unarrest him. Does that make sense?
This is so simple. And the neighbor just told him this morning, please water the plants and take care of it.
I said
Look
that,
out
but it
for
was
the
all
house.
afterwards. It was all afterwards. And all we told him was like, if you're here to water the plants, that's okay. Just please identify yourself, just your name, and let us call the owner. And he didn't want to do that until he caught the charge. So
what do we need to do now? What do I
he's going to go to the Childersburg Police Department. We're going to process an arrest report. It's going to be one charge for obstruction of our investigation. He'll go to the jail. He can bond out immediately. You can get your bondsman, maybe 10% of the bond.
So it'd be like $50.
We're not investigating a crime. We're investigating a call.
If there were any chance of redemption, that line
We're not investigating a crime. We're investigating a call.
is the one that proves that without a doubt, these officers have no clue whatsoever.
And we have a right to identify anybody involved in that call.
Identify himself.
He's walking away and yelling at us and telling us we have no right, and we have a call there. But if he wants to fight it in court, that's fine.
Is it okay if I talk to him?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. That's fine. No problem.
Pastor Jennings was charged with obstructing governmental operations for failing to identify himself despite the fact that he identified himself to the responding officer at the start of the interaction,
I'm Pastor Jennings. I live across the street.
even when he was under no lawful obligation to do so. He was then taken to jail and had to bond out, and the charge was thrown out a week later. Then, in September of 2022, Michael filed a lawsuit against the town and the 3 responding officers. And to add insult to injury, instead of writing a check, the town wasted even more taxpayer money to fight the lawsuit. Notably, the lawsuit states that Pastor Jennings is entitled to punitive damages and assumes that the defendant's actions were willful, malicious, wanton, reckless, and fraudulent, rather than just plain ignorant and uneducated. But in December of 2023, the pastor's lawsuit was dismissed by U.S. District Judge R. David Proctor, granting the officers qualified immunity, which is when a judge assumes that the officers were ignorant and uneducated. But the defense of qualified immunity, otherwise known as the "we're too dense to understand the law" defense, only works if a federal law is not clearly established. And by now, thanks to YouTube, more Americans are beginning to understand identification requirements and the scope of the Fourth Amendment than ever before. So after qualified immunity was granted, Pastor Jennings appealed the case, and the 11th Circuit unanimously ruled that the officers lacked probable cause for the arrest and stripped them of their qualified immunity, and the case will now continue, without the special ignorance of the law protections that are only afforded to government employees. My guess is that now the city will start offering numbers, and before a trial begins, a settlement will be reached. But it's always possible that the town is as ignorant as their officers and doesn't know when to fold. Either way, when the case is concluded, I will be sure to let you know. So until next time, let me know how you feel about these updates in the comments down below. And if you like this video, check out another episode, linked on screen.
These 3 officers couldn't find their ass with both hands if they were sitting on them. Between the 3 of them, they don't have a 20 IQ. You know, it's incredible. Then you have this judge who gives them qualified immunity because they're too stupid to know what they're doing. Wow. You got to be kidding me. And then the appeals court says, well, duh, they're supposed to know what they're doing. Yeah, they're officers, police officers, that are sitting and yelling at a supposed suspect. Who are you? I'm Pastor Jennings. Where do you live? Across the street. Well, he didn't identify himself. You guys are morons. Between the 3 of you, ain't had enough brains coming out of the rain. Pour piss out of a boot. Incredible, people. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Go over to Lackluster. Tell them thank you very much. You put another high-quality video out. We appreciate it very much. Subscribe to mine. Check out my merch store. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.